Hi guys, welcome to another edition of Soccer Arena Indy, brought to you by Mazifeanyi, hosted by Ademola, I know, a licensed soccer agent. In the studio today, I have the man himself, Mazifeanyi. Mazi, welcome to the show.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you.
This is the first time I'm having you in the studio as a guest, so I would like you to introduce yourself to the audience at home.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I'm very excited to be here today. Definitely excited to be discussing soccer with Ademola. You know, this is something that we've always done. But before I get into that, my name is Mazifeanyi, basically a creative director, owner of Mazifeanyi LLC, a media company that, you know, is behind Soccer Arena Indy. So I'll just leave it at that. Thank you so much.
Thank you once more. So let me start by asking you, what football club, soccer team do you support?
FC Barcelona. Like everybody, even before that question landed, I'm sure people that know me have already said FC Barcelona.
Okay, cool. Well, I know you to be a Barcelona fan, but at the same time, your love for Pep has always made you to support a team, any team that Pep coaches. So why?
Yeah, I mean, definitely, my love for Pep is basically, you know, something that everybody knows about, and it's because people criticize Pep a lot. So everywhere he goes to, they say, oh, he's not going to succeed, he's going to fail. And, you know, going by what he did in Barcelona, I think the man is exceptional. He showed that he can build a team. He showed that he can do without great players and still succeed. But people don't seem to see that. They just seem to see the fact that he buys, you know, expensive players, or he goes to rich clubs. But yeah, I've definitely supported Pep because I've always wanted him to succeed because of the criticism that he faces from, you know, people around the world, basically.
All right, okay. Thanks so much. Wow. Well, you said because of the criticism he faces from other teams, fans around the world. Yeah. So I know Pep to be a successful manager. Anywhere he goes, he wins the trophy, and he introduced his own philosophies within the team, and we all see the great football that the team plays. So let's look at the success of Pep in the Barcelona team compared to his team in England and his team he once handled at Bayern Munich. So how can you compare that?
So I think Pep's most successful era, which I don't think he can even replicate, was in Barcelona. And bear in mind, he started as a Team B coach. So he started coaching from the bottom. He didn't start from the top. So that's why he started, you know, coaching the likes of Sergio Busquets, Iniesta, Xavi. Though Iniesta and Xavi had already been promoted to the first team, they were still, you know, sort of playing from the bench. I remember then Barcelona, we feel the likes of Samuel Eto'o, Juli, Zambrota, Deco, Ronaldinho. It was a lineup full of stars. You know, they did their thing, they achieved a lot. But as soon as Rijkaard was suffering that blip, there was an era where Rijkaard was losing games. I think Barcelona was like 4th or 5th or even 6th on the table. And it was paramount that Pep had to come in. He came in, you know, as a emergency solution to what was going on. And being a Team B coach, he took some steps that even as a Barcelona fan, I was afraid. I was like, wow. He said, first press conference, I want to play with the ball. I want to play a style of football that nobody has seen. My brand of football, I don't want to have Eto'o, Deco, Ronaldinho, all these big names. I don't want to have them. I want to play with, you know, with smaller players. So at the time, he went ahead and promoted players like Sergio Busquets. He bought Dani Alves. He bought Keita Seydou. So imagine the players that we lost versus the players we bought. We were afraid. Our first game we lost it. I think it was to Numancia, a small team away. First Pep game as a Barcelona coach, we lost and we were afraid. We were like, we told you, you can't do this without these big players. But after that, you know, the genius started this thing, and we ended up with 6 titles that year.
Nice, good job to Pep Guardiola. You know, like I've always told people, he's a great manager, no doubt. And I am one of the English fans that also criticize Pep for one reason. Pep You've done this in Barcelona. You've done this in the Spanish league. Can you replicate this success that you had with Barcelona outside of Spanish league? And well, he has proven me wrong, and I can't really say anything bad about him anymore. But there's this still with this trophy, UEFA Champions League.
Yeah.
He has not won that ever since he left Barcelona. So my question to you now is, do you think Pep is missing that great player in the mode of Lionel Messi? Is that why he has not won the Champions League elsewhere aside from Barcelona?
Well, I would say yes, because all the stars have to align for success to happen. If you have a great manager and you have, players that are not as great or don't function as well as you want, then success is not going to happen. But I cannot limit my measurement or my scaling of a great manager to just one trophy. Game by game, for me, the first thing I want to measure my manager by is, how is your team? How is the cohesion? What's the style of play? Do you have an identity? How many games, can you consistently win with your identity and stick to it? So, I know he's missing a Champions League. At least he has brought City to their first ever Champions League final. You can't take that away. This is a club that hasn't even been in the semi-final before. Regardless of if you spend money or not, I think spending money wisely is also a big factor. This is a person that has spent money on youth. He's not somebody that will go and buy a 29-year-old player or 30-year-old player because he's desperate to win. But rather, he's investing that money on a 6-year plan, 7-year plan, 20-year-old players, and trying to instill his philosophy in them. And that's what I always loved about the man, the fact that he has a philosophy and he wants to play with players that buy into his philosophy.
So you mentioned that his philosophy is not like sticking with 30 years old players. He improves player from the youth team or buys younger players while he molds them to be even a better player. Yeah. So I want to ask you about Pep's relationship with African players, and we've seen the likes of Seydou Keita, we've seen the likes of Yaya Toure, and who else can I even bring to this discussion? Samuel Eto'o. To me, we saw when Eto'o was leaving Barcelona, even when he was there, he was a sharp striker. He has this pace, he scores goals. And all of a sudden, you as a manager, because of your philosophy, you just came in and you just said, oh, you are surplus to requirement. And that very season, Samuel Eto'o became a UEFA Champions League winner at Inter Milan. So what do you think about that?
Samuel Eto'o, definitely a Barcelona legend. Somebody that I admire as a person. I was also surprised by the decision. When Pep came in and said, there are 3 players that I don't want on my team: Eto'o, Deco, and Ronaldinho. So it's not singling out one person. And the whole reason behind that is, first of all, don't forget, Pep played with these guys. So their personal relationship might not be a relationship of coach versus player. He might have sensed the fact that these people won't listen to me. They don't listen to Rijkaard because they were, basically partying, choosing the places they want to play. There was a situation where, I think Rijkaard was asking Ronaldo to play on the left, and he would disagree. He said no, he wants to play his favorite position. Things like that. So those decisions are decisions that managers take. And when you have players that think or you perceive they act as if you can't tell them anything, they are a problem to the team. You want a team that you can, instill your philosophy, you can talk to, you can control. So I think that was one of the reasons why it wasn't about, I don't think it's about the performance thing, because Ronaldo left, Deco left, but nobody was bidding for Eto'o at the time. And he said, okay, since nobody's bidding for you, if you are going to stick to, my terms, then you can play. And Eto'o ended up winning a Champions League. But the man had already made up his mind that, these 3 players are people I can't really control. I can't tell them positions, so they had to leave. I remember, I know I'm taking too long on this question, but I remember also Thierry Henry, the Arsenal legend. He said, Pep Guardiola is the kind of person if he tells you this is your portion of the pitch, and you even go to another portion of the pitch and score a goal, he will still likely take you off. So it's something that is known that the man is a disciplinarian. He wants to be in charge of his team. He doesn't want to have two coaches. So I think that was one of the factors that led to Eto'o leaving. Keita Seydou played his best football under Pep. He I know low-key resignation. I don't know where he went to, but but no issues with that. I think Keita was happy. He became old. He played 4-5 seasons under Pep. So I don't think there's any issues with Pep and black players. I think it's about performance, control, and being a member of his team.
Okay, let me circle back with you on that question. No issues with Pep against black players. Okay, that reminds me of the treatment Yaya Toure got in his final season with Man City. We all know Yaya Toure is a very good player. He plays his best football in EPL at his prime, and all of a sudden when Pep came in, the same thing happened. And there was even a time whereby where Man City, they were struggling, and people were calling for Pep to introduce Yaya Toure. And okay, fine, on the very first game he introduced Yaya Toure backed the brace. And I think he went on like a scoring streak, like maybe 6 goals in like 4 matches or 5 matches. So I really don't understand why Pep, I know you can have a philosophy of, once you are clocking or arriving at 30 years old, I want to limit your playing time. Fine, understandable, it's okay to manage the squad and all that. But I just feel he does that too much on black players.
Well, okay, so like David Silva, I can also put David Silva in that category. I can put Sergio Aguero in that category. There's a lot of players. I think with Pep, intensity is a lot. When they lose the ball, they want to win that ball back very quickly, even from the front. In Barcelona, Messi was one of the best defenders in Barcelona, because before Barcelona can play with 4 children at the back, or can play with a goalkeeper that is 10 years old. They are not good. They are not known for being defensive minded, but that defense starts at the front. Iniesta, Pedro, Messi, they are tenacious. When they lose the ball, they circle you, they get it back. So if a player is getting to 30 years old, how many kilometers can he give you in 90 minutes? How much intensity can he put in the game? So I'm sure players will always have their opinion and say, oh, my manager is harsh. But the manager is the one in charge of the team. He's the one that knows the productivity he wants from the team. And if he looks at you and says, okay, you are a legend, you are a great guy, but 30 years old, I want to give you the opportunity to go to a club where, maybe their system will favor you. But our system here is not going to permit you to play as much as you want. I think that's very respectable. I don't know what happened at the back of the dressing room, if, it was more than that. But if it was just about performance, and you're getting to 30 years, I want to have a long-term plan. I want to work with players that I can play or coach for 6 years, rather than have you that I know that next year you would leave. I think it's respectable for a coach to drop a player based on that.
All right, nice. I enjoy that. I enjoy your analysis on that question. Okay, cool. As a Barcelona fan, we all can see that as well. I'm not a Barcelona fan, but I sometimes follow the league, the table, just to see where they are on the table. And another thing I want to ask you right now is, as a fan of Barcelona, you are experiencing a life without Messi this season. And the journey has not been smooth so far. What's your take on that? Any surprise, or what do you think?
I mean, we knew that this day would come, basically. We knew that there would be a time without Messi, And, when this whole crisis started, the first time Messi even made an announcement that he doesn't want to play for Barcelona anymore, I felt like it's time for him to go. This man has given his all to Barcelona. As a Barcelona fan, I've seen legends, I've seen stars play for Barcelona, and we think it's the end of the world and they leave. We've seen Maradona, we've seen Stoichkov, we've seen Rivaldo, we've seen Kluivert, we've seen Ronaldinho, we've seen even Ronaldo de Lima. All these guys, all these guys were playing for Barcelona at the time when they became, FIFA World Best Players, and they left, but we were able to recover. But I think what's peculiar about Messi's situation is the fact that his own is based on mismanagement. The previous club president mismanaged the club to the extent that we can't sign players. There is no money. Player contracts have been extended. Even players that don't deserve extensions have been extended, and there's no money anywhere. That's actually what's making Barcelona suffer, not the fact that Messi left. Because Barcelona is a club, I believe in their scouting, their La Masia and things like that. But at this point in time, we don't even have the capacity to even sign anybody. It doesn't matter who it is. We don't have the money to sign anybody. So we have to just look at our weaknesses and say, well, there's nothing we can do. We just play with that. And I think a coach like Koeman, he has tried. He has tried with the problems and everything. He has tried, but I think we can still get more out of those young players with a very technical coach.
Okay, let me quickly give you what it looks like where Barcelona is on the table right now. They have a live game going on. Barcelona at home against Valencia. The game is 1-1 at this point. And you guys are 8 on the table, with Real Sociedad leading the table with 20 points, followed by Real Madrid with a game in hand, 17 points. Barcelona right now, they have 13 points, with Valencia as well, 13 points. They are both 7 and 8. So do you think this season you guys still have expectation of maybe winning the league or being in the top 4, qualifying for Champions League?
Winning the league, for me, as a Barcelona fan, sorry to all my fellow Barcelona fans, I'm not even thinking in that direction, actually. I'm just thinking in direction, let's rebuild. Let's get into a Champions League spot. I have hope that we can string a few games, a couple of winning games together and end up, in one of the Champions League positions. That's what I'm hoping for. I know players like Pedri, Ansu Fati, I can't remember the other guy, but players like that, I think they need the experience, they need more playing time. This is going to strengthen them. And once Barcelona can sign, once we have that small money or we get a loan somewhere, or our president can gather some type of financial assistance or backing, and we are able to make 1 or 2 more signings, that makes sense, because signings have been terrible. We've signed Paco Alcácer, we've signed Prince Boateng, Martin Braithwaite. No disrespect to these guys, but if you know Barcelona as a club and the caliber of players we tend to sign, that it has really dropped. The signing has been woeful. So if you can actually make signings that make sense, yeah.
So talking about those signings, like you guys signed some players that as a fan you were not really looking to having them in your club. There was a time, there was a period whereby Barcelona always look out for Arsenal players. They signed the likes of Alexander Klev, this kind of Cesc Fabregas, Alex Song, Thierry Henry the Great. I call him Igwe. Those players were at their prime at Arsenal, and all of a sudden you guys just come and take them away. Were those signings great signings compared to this set of players you mentioned? Yeah,
I think Arsenal, if there's any English club that I would want a Barcelona player to come from, it would be Arsenal. I know, but that's for sure, because Arsenal, the style of play, what they go through in their own academy or playing for Wenger is almost similar to what Barcelona, would want to play. And it's the same thing. Arsenal are always interested in Barcelona players. Sometimes they make inquiries about Fabregas, but whether they can sign them or not, the price is another different thing. But Arsenal in the news, they are always looking at Barcelona players. When Messi was available, they were making inquiry, because it's almost the same thing. One-touch football, passing football, possession-based football. So, yeah, definitely love Arsenal players to come to Barcelona, where they can learn more and improve on what they already know. So I would say, yes, Song was definitely a good signing, though he didn't live up to his full potential in Barcelona because the competition was a lot. Fabregas was something that was meant to happen. When he was leaving Barcelona. It was already written everywhere that he was going to come back. But again, he didn't win the Champions League. He won a lot of trophies in Barcelona. He didn't leave his full potential because he was under the shadow of Iniesta, Xavi, and things like that. But Arsenal players like Leb, all these guys just come and they gel into the Barcelona system. They have no problems adapting to our football. So yeah.
Cool, nice one. So there's this question that I want to ask. I know it's going to spark a lot of controversies and all that. It's the two goats, Lionel Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo. Both of them great players. They swapped club this season. One is having like individual brilliance in the club that he went to, while the other one is we are not feeling it right now, and you know what I'm talking about. Messi only 1 goal since he left for PSG, while Ronaldo has bagged like 4 or 5 goals in Manchester United color. So what do you think is going on between these two players?
Well, for me though, because I started playing football on the streets, in Lagos. People that know me, they know. Very skillful player. I'm sure people will comment on this, but very skillful player. So I've always had an eye for people that can your first touch, how you create chances, your movement on the pitch, you going to your players and assisting them when they are in trouble, things like that. That's what I look out for. So I won't even blink an eye to tell you Messi is way more better than Ronaldo. I don't measure soccer just by goals. So you see Messi sometimes, even the amount of goals Messi scores surprises me because of the position where you find him at times. You find him right there with the defender. Only Piqué will be behind him. He's calling for the ball. He's making solo runs from deep in the defense, playing passes and waiting for returns. He's scoring goals from out of, from impossible angles. Taking nothing away from Ronaldo. This is just my preference. I know people out there, some people prefer Ronaldo, but I'm just telling you the way I view football. Passing accuracy. Messi's passing accuracy is amazing. Like, that guy can tread a pass through the eye of a needle. People say Xavi and Iniesta are the creators or the ultimate creators, but Messi creates more chances than Xavi and Iniesta put together, combined. Messi creates a lot of chances, takes solo runs, takes passes, puts passes. But Ronaldo, on the other hand, Ronaldo wants to be at the end of everything. So Ronaldo, when there's a counter attack, you see him making runs, trying to get into the 18 where he can cause damage. He wouldn't call for the ball in the center of the pitch. It's not his business, and that's his style. So I don't take anything away from him. If you like that style of football, pace, energy, determination to get at the end of the ball or get on the end of crosses. Yeah, so Ronaldo definitely has some advantages over Messi. He's powerful with his head. He's physically strong. He's very, very dedicated. But from the way I view football, skill, panache, flair, charisma, finesse, that's the way I see football. So Messi definitely for me.
Oh, well, nice criticism of both players. So in EPL, we see that Manchester United, they are 6th on the table, while in La Liga, League One, PSG sitting comfortable on the top position. So do you feel anything is going wrong with even the purchase of Cristiano Ronaldo in Manchester United?
Well, I know for sure that Juventus were, they were done with Ronaldo. They didn't want Ronaldo in their team. Ronaldo had a good personal, statistics in Juventus. He scored goals over a course of maybe 3 seasons, I think. He scored over 100 goals. He broke the Italian record for number of goals scored by one person in the league. Kudos to Ronaldo, but I feel like individual records for Ronaldo outweighs team effort. So I've seen so many instances where a striker is trying to score a goal, or Benzema is trying to score a goal, or somebody else. Ronaldo is angry because it's not him. Or even when a player scores, he's like, whatever, you should have given me that ball to score, not you scoring. I've seen videos like that. Maybe it was misinterpreted, but I personally feel Ronaldo is very all about personal or individual trophies, and he has translated that to his fans. Whereas, so Juve was done with him. Man U came to sign him, which I don't even think is the best decision, because Manchester United were only signing him because he was rumored to be heading to Man City. Not because they needed him, not because they were in the market for him. Juve had already announced, we don't want you. Even right at the end of the season, he was dropped for certain important games. Juve were struggling to qualify for the Champions League. He had already started moving out of Turin. Manchester United did not make any advances. They only made advances that night when it was announced he was going for City. So does that mean he was needed in Manchester United? I don't think so. I think they bought him because they just couldn't see him playing for somebody else. And in the bigger picture, what does it mean? Players like Rashford, Greenwood, Martial, all these other players that I think they should invest in younger players, or carry along. Some of those players now are under the pressure of Ronaldo being there. And at 37 years old, come on guys. You are putting the weight of the Premier League on his shoulders. He should just be chilling, coming in important games, no pressure, changing some games that he can change. But telling people that you anticipate Manchester United is now a championship winning side just because you signed a 37-year-old player, I totally disagree with that. And it's the same thing for Messi. Going to PSG, amazing decision, because he's at the tail end of his career. Right now, Messi wants to win another Champions League. So going to PSG guarantees that he doesn't have to play every game, because PSG, they're a team of a lot of talents. He doesn't need to prove anything to anyone. Go and change the games that you can change. Play well in the games that you can play well. No pressure. Good thing he has gained also the cup for his country, which he was waiting for. So I think great decision for Messi to go to PSG. But I have questions over why Manchester United signed Ronaldo.
Okay, well, you and I, we don't know why they signed him. We don't know if it was for football reason or if it was for politics or business reasons, fine. So I have 2 questions left for you on this session. And one of the questions that I have left is, we see how these guys, they go neck and neck with each other when they were in the same league, Ronaldo and Messi. You will see Messi scoring 50 goals a season, Ronaldo scoring 51, or vice versa. Do you think right now they are in a separate league? What do you think will have much goals?
I mean, goals, definitely Ronaldo. Ronaldo will always get the goals because Ronaldo has transitioned into a box striker. Give me the ball, let me score, tap-ins, and things like that. So when it's goals, as they age, Ronaldo will definitely edge Messi out completely with goals. But what Messi has transitioned into is more of a deep-lying midfielder. He wants to influence the game from deep. He wants to deliver those passes. And when the goals come, it comes. He's been scoring free kicks, fantastic. I think right now he's the person with the most free kick, active player right now in soccer that has the most free kicks. So that transition is now different. It's different from when he was playing a false nine for Barcelona, when he would come deep, take the ball, score. Now he's more like a number 10, traditional number 10, trying to create from deep. And then he can score a few goals, but definitely goals, I give it to Ronaldo.
Okay, good job. My final question is, I want your prediction on who you think, since they both now play in a separate league, aside from when they were in the same league. Give me a prediction. Messi, Ronaldo, who wins UCL first?
Man, Messi, yeah, because PSG's ambitions has been Champions League. They've tried to build a team that can win them the Champions League. That's what they set their eyes on. But I don't think Manchester United's ambition is Champions League. But if Manchester United wins the Champions League, great. Just like Chelsea last season. I don't think Chelsea had the ambition of winning the Champions League last season. They were just trying to salvage their season from the hands of Lampard. And got so kind to Chelsea. It ended up being a great decision. They won it. So Manchester United at this point in time are trying to salvage their season, with the with the latest results that they've had, Champions League is not in their book, but PSG have gone in for the Champions League, and they are reserving some of these players, you know, keeping them on the bench and waiting for the best time to unleash them. Like the Sergio Ramoses, the Messis, they rest certain games and then they unleash Mbappe, Messi, and Neymar on almost every Champions League game. So they can that tells you their ambition.
Okay, all right. So, do you have any word for your fans out there?
Yes, so guys, you know, definitely people have known me for a long time, with soccer in Lagos. I played for, you know, Mushi Boys High School, played for University of Port Harcourt Electrical Engineering, coached in NYSC. So I've always been a player, I've always been a soccer analyst. Everybody that knows me knows how many arguments we get into. Sometimes annoying arguments we get into because of soccer, but you know, it's a fun game. It's more of discussions, no hate, no enmity. So definitely shouting out to everybody that watch soccer, that enjoy soccer, that have come across me, or even Ademola, in the course of doing these soccer debates or soccer arguments, it's all love. So yeah, definitely excited about this program. Also, we have a great host, we have great prospects for this show. So keep watching, keep enjoying. We'll definitely be bringing a lot more guests, and I want to say big kudos to Ademola for holding it down.
Oh, thank you so much. It's a privilege to have you on this session today. Looking forward to having you anytime that you're available.
Yes, sir.
And to the viewers at home, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, subscribe, and follow us on Instagram at Soccer Arena Indy. You can follow us on YouTube channel Soccer Arena Indy.